Hello and welcome back to the Nesconsett Panthers podcast, where we talk about all things baseball, softball. Today's episode, we're going to be covering the topic of travel. It is a hot topic, especially here on Long Island, because this is as the summer seasons are winding down, is when the travel sort of circuit really starts to pick up. And so we're going to be dedicating to today's episode to be answering all of those questions as it relates to travel, sports, specifically baseball and fast pitch softball. Now at NAA, we have a great, thriving travel program for both baseball and softball. And for our upcoming tryouts, we'll first talk about baseball, everything from 8U up to 16U. So that's 8U, 9U, 10U, 11U, 12U, 13U, 14U, 16U, right? So we've got all of these great teams for every single age group and lots of opportunities within each age group for your child to come on board, attend one of the tryouts, and maybe make one of our teams. We would love to have you guys. For fast pitch softball, we have 10U, 12U, 14U, and 16U as well. Looking forward to having everyone a part of the organization, participating in these tryouts, and seeing all those wonderful families. Now, our organization, we currently have 11 travel teams and participating in the travel schedule circuit, and that includes local games, whether that be league play or tournaments. If it's, for example, fast pitch softball, our teams participate in local leagues throughout Nassau and Suffolk County. It could be one or the other depending on the team, but then also tournaments, USSSA tournaments and USA tournaments. And then we also have teams that travel legitimately outside of the state, participating in tournaments at Fast Pitch Nation in Connecticut, at In the Net tournament in Hershey, Pennsylvania. The kids love that one, and all the way upstate as well. We definitely participate in tournaments throughout the entire Northeast. So the girls definitely get to experience not just local teams, but also to the quality of players and teams outside of Long Island in the Northeast, and really get that full immersive softball experience, which is so much fun. And you know what? An added benefit to those teams that are traveling outside of the state, it's really nice for them to develop that team chemistry, like having those overnighters in the hotels, and the families get together, and we organized, family meetings and family dinners and family activities while they are outside of the state participating in those tournaments. They just come back different, and a much closer knit sort of family as a team, which is really, really nice. So if you've ever participated, your child has ever been able to experience something like that, the added benefit there of being able to do that. But to be clear, not all teams travel outside of the state, but we do have select teams designated for those tournaments that are outside of the state. Now, for baseball, they also get to participate in the travel circuit, whether that be local leagues, local tournaments, and then some of our older teams also get to now start experiencing tournaments outside of Long Island. That really starts at 11U. With 11U this year, they're going to the Ripken Experience down in Maryland. Every single 12U team always gets to experience Cooperstown, which is amazing. That's almost like a week-long thing up in Cooperstown. You get that full immersive sort of like Cooperstown Village experience and lots of games, and they're going to be playing against teams from around the country, which is also really cool. You get to play a team maybe from California or Oklahoma or Florida. So a lot of fun, and there's a lot of little things that happen at Cooperstown, this tradition there, and I'd love to dedicate an episode in the future where we get to talk about what that experience is like. So that's just a little bit about what teams we have, and some of the different types of tournaments and league play that our teams participate in, and a little bit more of why register for the Panthers, why consider the Panthers as a possible landing spot for your son or your daughter for baseball or fast pitch softball. And it's an excellent question, and that's going to be really personalized. But before I get into some of the reasons, I really want to sort of just make sure everyone understands that the best way for you to make a decision on whether or not an organization is right for your son or for your daughter is to experience a tryout. The tryout is not just an opportunity to showcase kids' talents and then see if you make a team, but also, you're trying out the organization as well. And it's one thing to see an advertisement online or to hear me talk about it. It's another thing to see it in action. And tryouts are great for that because you get to see the coaches, you get to see the directors of the organization, you get to see other players. And something that is unique to us, what we do is we actually invite the athletes that are already part of the Panthers organization, and they all have to come back to a tryout. So you get to actually see what do the athletes look like. And that's a great reflection of the culture, is after an athlete has spent some time with us, you get to really see what they're like. And you get to just honestly, you could sit to see the format, the culture. You get to meet other parents as well. And truly, that's going to be the best way for you to make a great decision for your child is attending a tryout. That's why it's wonderful to sign up and attend these things, because that's going to be the best place for you to really make that decision. Now, when you come to one of our tryouts, the way that we format it out is we have specific dates, specific times for certain and specific age groups and also sports. So, for example, with our fast pitch softball, if you're going to be trying out for our 10U team, that's going to be either on Saturday, July 27th at 9 a.m. It's a 90-minute tryout. Or Wednesday, August 7th from 6 to 7:30. And all of our tryouts are at our own personalized, custom-branded complex in Nesconset at Sprafera Park on Browns Road. And the 12U is going to be on Saturday, July 27th at 11 a.m. or Wednesday, August 7th at 6 p.m. If you're trying out for 14U fast pitch, that's going to be Saturday, July 27th at 11 a.m. or Wednesday, August 7th at 6 p.m. And if you're trying out for our 16U fast pitch team, that's going to be Saturday, July 27th at 11 a.m. or Wednesday, August 6th at 6 p.m. So those are our dates and our times based on the age division that your child could be trying out for in our fast pitch softball division. Now, switching really quick, we'll get back to fast pitch in a second, but our baseball division. So in our baseball divisions, we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, all the way to 16U, and the tryout dates are as follows, as well as time slots. For our 8U and our 9U division, so if your kid is trying out for 8U or 9U baseball, that's going to either be Saturday, July 27th at 9 a.m. or Tuesday, August 6th at 6 p.m. If you are 10U or 11U baseball, that's going to be Saturday, July 27th at 1 p.m. or it's going to be Tuesday, August 6th at 6 p.m. If it's a 12U tryout, that's going to be Saturday, July 27th at 1 p.m. or Tuesday, August 6th at 6 p.m. 13U is going to be Saturday, July 27th again, but at 3 p.m. Tuesday, August 6th at 6 p.m. And the 14U and 16U baseball tryouts will be Saturday, July 27th at 3 p.m. or Tuesday, August 6th at 6 p.m. You don't have to memorize all these dates and times. Sorry for giving that all to you at once. You can always go to our website, nesconsetaa.com, and it's going to have a ton of details, including dates, times, and fields that your child should be attending for the tryouts. Now, you have to pre-register in order to attend one of our tryouts, and we try to make sure we have the proper amount of coaches per kids that are there, and we want to make sure that the allocation of the fields is correct. And we are organizing all of this stuff ahead of time, and if we get to a certain number, we add dates. Now, we're getting very close to having to add a date. As of right now, we have 177 kids signed up to try out for one of our travel teams. Now, it sounds like a big number, and it is, because families, the word's out, and families love the culture that we've created at the Panthers. A culture of excellence, a culture, though, of also development, a culture that looks to the future, that culture, but also invests all their time into the moment. And I think another great asset that we have is that we do have our own complex, which is very unique. We are the only organization on all of Long Island that has a custom branded complex, including a custom branded turf field. So you come to our complex, you see our turf field, it's going to literally say in the turf field, Panthers, right there with the big Panther head right behind home plate. This is our complex, and we also have indoor facility as a result of an amazing partnership with Long Island Sports Zone that also enables all of our kids to get access to professional trainers. That includes head coaches from colleges and high schools throughout Long Island. That also includes ex-professional athletes, not just athletes in the college level, but athletes that were at the professional level for their respective sports. And our kids in our organization get to have access to that with different types of training, whether it be hitting lessons, pitching lessons. It also has hit tracks, which is really, really nice. So we have a slew of resources available to all athletes that make our Panthers Travel organization and their teams, which is really, really exciting, which that contributes to the improvement of a player. And that could be seen now in some of the results. So I'll just run down a list of some of the teams. And this, again, is just put it in the category of maybe why consider the Panthers and the results. So, for example, our 14U fast pitch softball team currently, right now, as we're recording this, they are 15-3 as they are just running through the 14U divisions throughout Long Island and outside of as well, because they have played some outside tournaments. They're also going to be leaving for Hershey in about 2 weeks to play a tournament out in Pennsylvania. That's a really, really great team. So again, currently at the moment that we're recording this, our 14U fast pitch softball team, they are 15-3. Our 15U baseball team, for example, right now, they are 9-4-1 at the top of their divisions. They're doing really, really well as well. Our 12U baseball team, they're currently 11-1, and at the moment that we're recording this, they're actually in Cooperstown. This is day one for them, so they've got opening day ceremonies for their Cooperstown trip. That is a long trip, and I cannot wait to see all the pictures and videos and hear about all the great experiences that they're going to have while they're in Cooperstown. And we've got a lot of other great teams as well, but you can go ahead and research that. You can find out more information about us. And you know what? We're transparent. You're welcome to ask us anything. We try to pride ourselves in the fact that we're approachable and we're transparent about absolutely everything that we do. I personally, I'm one of the directors of the organization. I sit on a board with a number of other great individuals, and we're not just people from the community with kids that are involved with the program. We're also people with tremendous experience. I have 20 years of coaching experience myself. I got a full scholarship to play Division I baseball. I had a great career, got to play with a lot of people that had long careers as well that played professional baseball. And so people like myself and other people in the organization, we bring that level of experience and knowledge to everything that we do, whether that be planning out different teams and events or coaching the teams that we coach. And we inject that knowledge and that experience, and so that the kids benefit from that, because like I said before, we have a commitment to excellence, but we have a commitment to development as well. And we have a very good sense of the moment, but also where kids and families would like to be in the future. And we help everyone to try to achieve those goals. Another really great thing, and this is going to be an advantage for all the kids that participate in the Panthers organization, is next season. So the travel season is 2024-2025. So our next travel full season, we're going to be introducing some new things. And one of them is going to be player profiles for our older teams. And for our older teams, where athletes are really looking to possibly play in the future, that could be they would like to play in college. Well, we understand that recruitment process. I remember it vividly. The president of the organization, he was part of that as well. And we have other people involved that's helping us develop this program. We are going to create a player recruitment system that first starts with player profiles for our older kids. And in these profiles, we are going to have a day where they come in and we record various data points, whether it be how hard a child can pitch, exit velocity, launch angle, all of these crazy data points, right, that we talk about, but that, the college recruitment circuit and all these head coaches, it takes into consideration. We're going to help with that process by creating all of these data points, creating player profiles for our older kids, and that can now be used in the recruitment process, giving them now also access and helping them to become aware of what that college recruitment process looks like, educating them so now they have an advantage over other people, and then also giving them access to all of those showcases so that they can increase their level of awareness, but also increase their ability to get recruited. And because it is hard. And here's the stats. A little bit less than 1% of high school athletes actually get a full scholarship to play Division I sports. That's a very, very low number. But knowing this, having gone through it myself, we're going to try to educate early so that we can increase those statistics for our organization so that we're not part of the average, but we are above average. That's our goal for the future. And so it's really, really exciting stuff. And there's a lot of other things that we're going to be introducing that we will make available to everyone, but it starts with the tryouts, which we want to encourage you guys, sign up your son or your daughter for one of our tryouts and attend it. If nothing else, it's a free workout because we do format it, the process for our tryouts. It's a showcase for your child. We want to run them through all of those skills so that we can see them. So therefore, there's going to be fielding at multiple positions. There's going to be hitting, pitching, catching, running, all of that stuff. We're going to test their arm strength. So it's a really, really great workout, if nothing else. So if you got a skilled player, we'd love to see them. And you know what? They get a free workout as a result of it. But you know what? You're going to get to see and hear firsthand the Panthers culture. And I cannot stress this enough. The best way that you're going to decide whether an organization is right for your child is to see it in person, not to just read something online. And honestly, don't even take my word for it with this video right now. Although I'm trying to educate you, the best way for you to understand if an organization is a right fit for you, attend a tryout. Talk to the parents, talk to the coaches, observe the other athletes that are trying out. That's going to be a way that you're going to be able to make that decision for your family, because it is a long-term decision. It is a September to the first week in August decision, and because with our organization, it's not just about a season. It's not about just like the fall season. Then we have a whole winter workout regimen because we want to help these kids to learn and grow and develop a passion for the sport. So we have mindset training. We've got strength and conditioning workouts. We've got one-on-one hitting lessons. We got pitching lessons throughout the entire winter because we have an indoor facility. We've got this whole program because what we want is to help a child to get from point A to point B. And we understand everything in between, and we're going to help them all improve because that's what we feel like our job is. Now, as far as job, onto that point, something that's really important that gets tossed around as though it's an asset is you want to find a organization that has paid coaches. Well, I'm here to tell you firsthand that not all coaches are created equal. And me, even though I'm an executive director of the organization, for example, and I've mentioned some of the other guys like Bill D'Amato and Rich Massa and Rick Nassa, who's the president of the organization, none of us get paid. Now, that is not a bad thing. In fact, it's a good thing because the way that we manage our non-for-profit, we are a registered 501c3, is none of us get a salary. We are 100 dedicated, and we made this commitment several years ago of being good stewards of the positions that we have to help our community become healthier. And we're doing it the way that we know best, is through sports. And so we've invested ourselves because our children are here. So where our children are, we want it to be the very best it can possibly be. So if we dry up resources by taking a salary, that doesn't help the community. It doesn't benefit your kids. So what we have done is, and then this is not for everyone, but the board has made a decision, is 100% of the money that comes in goes right back to the community, goes right back to all the kids, because we want them to benefit from it. We don't want to take the benefit. We want you guys to take the benefit from it. And so that's a huge advantage. And as far as another thing, there's the whole thing of the parent coach. Well, some parent coaches are good. Some parent coaches are not as good. And that is actually a truth. However, what about the parent coach who has a great experience, who played at a very, very high level? Wouldn't you want that person as a coach as well? Well, in this case, I did. I was a full scholarship athlete to Division I college, and I played at a high level. I played some of the best teams in the entire country. I played with some of the best players in the entire country. I played with some of the best trainers, instructors, and coaches in the entire country. Wouldn't you want your child to benefit from my experience? Well, that's what we have. That's what we bring to the table. So Just because someone says, we have all hired coaches, we have all paid coaches, I would still do a little bit of a check and ask them, well, what still qualifies them? Just because they're paid doesn't mean they're qualified. So the qualification should be something that you determine on your own. And that's why we want you to invite you guys down. Come to our tryouts. You get to meet our coaches, talk to the coaches, see their level of experience. We have coaches that are actually ex-college head coaches that happen to have children in our league now. So guess what? Our league benefits from the fact that we have them. And you know what? We welcome them in open arms, and we're so grateful to have a slew of coaches like this that with incredible experience, incredible knowledge, but you know what? Also probably more importantly, they do have that vested interest, and they are 100% committed to making sure every child on the team that they're coaching has an amazing experience because they want the best for their kids. And that's the advantage there. The last thing is what to expect, and I sort of already covered that a little bit. What to expect at one of our tryouts? Well, number one, you have to pre-register, so make sure you're registering ahead of time. Number two, in a couple days, we're going to be releasing a special email that's going to detail a lot of things that are important for you and your child for the day of the travel tryouts. Now, one of those things is going to be a link where you get to pick which one you would like to attend. And here's the thing. We would love if you attend both. You're welcome to attend both, although you're not obligated to attend multiple tryouts. Although there might be some kids that we say, you know what? We loved what we saw, but we'd like to see you come back. And we might have that conversation, but again, you're not obligated to. So there's going to be a link, and it's very important that you select the date that you plan on attending your first tryout right there. And another thing that we're going to be doing is when you arrive, there's going to be a check-in table. Each child is going to get like a runner's bib that has a number so that we can properly identify them. With 177 kids, I promise we don't know everyone's names, so it's going to be helpful for us to have that registered number for your child. They'll get that number. We want to make sure every child comes ready to try out. That means with the proper gear, the proper outfits. Make sure you're wearing, your softball or your baseball pants, cleats. No metal cleats because we might be doing some stuff on turf field. No metal cleats. Make sure it is molded cleats. A lot of the tryouts will be on dirt though. Select tryout stuff might be on the turf field, so that's where we're saying molded cleats. Bring lots of water. I remember last year, one of the days it was really, really hot. Stay hydrated. And then your child gets placed in the proper age group. Your child will only be trying out with their age group. We're not going to be sticking an 8-year-old with a 15-year-old. The 8-year-olds will stay with 8-year-olds. The 12-year-olds will stay with the 12-year-olds. It's very, very important that you do that. Now, while your child is trying out, you're welcome to stay. We encourage you, take pictures, take videos, and you're welcome to stay for the entire 90 minutes, which is the total length of our tryouts. And we will run them through different tryouts sections. We will have one section that's going to be base running. We're going to have one section that's going to be hitting. We're going to have one section that's going to be middle infield, quarter infield, and then outfielders. And then at the end, we're going to have a place for pitchers and catchers as well. So we're going to give every kid an opportunity to showcase their skills. They will be evaluated by all of our trainers and instructors and coaches with evaluation sheets. Now, at the end of the tryouts, there's also going to be an opportunity, sort of like an open forum where you're welcome to ask questions. We're going to be talking to you about the day and then what to expect next. And here's the thing, and this has become also a really fun tradition with the Panthers Travel Organization, is some kids might be offered a spot right on the spot. And we have these really special, unique cards. And so if your child just happens to have like a really great tryout and we see something that's incredible and we're like, listen, we'd like to offer you a spot today, that child is going to get a special card. That's kind of like the golden ticket, the golden buzzer thing. Very few are handed out, but it's possible that your athlete could get one of those, and it's a really great honor, which is awesome. But just because you don't get a card doesn't mean that you're still not being considered for the team. The final decisions for all the teams will be made after the last date of tryouts. As of right now, Last date of tryouts is going to be Wednesday, August 7th. So that means the final notice, the final decisions will be made after that. There will be decisions made before, but the final decision will be made after that. And after that, we will contact those that have been accepted with a special welcome invitation, and then we're off to the races, which is exciting. Now, we do have plans on also adding more teams. So this year, we're going to be adding additional 14U team. This year we had one 14U team. We already have plans now. We are going to be having two 14U teams. That's an example of the growth that we're going to be experiencing. So there's going to be lots of really great opportunities for your young athlete to be a part of the Panther family. And we would love everyone to be a part of the Panther family. Now, and I'll end on this. One big question that we've been receiving a lot over the past couple of weeks is, can my son or daughter invite their friend to also participate? And will that hurt my son or daughter's chances of making a Panthers team? That's a fair question. It's a great question. And we're going to try to address that right now. Number one, of course, your child is welcome to invite all of their friends to participate in a Panthers tryout. We encourage that. And what we are going to do, our best, is to create more opportunities for more kids. The more kids that come out that we feel would be great for a travel team, then the more teams we could create. And we are an organization that are committed to creating that for the entire community, which means if there's enough kids for two teams, we're going to be doing it. Proof is what I just said before. We already have plans based on the interest and the conversations we've had with lots of kids and their families. We know that we have to add another 14U team, and we are committed to doing that. We're bringing on more coaches to handle that team, and that's what our job is. So, to sort of answer your question, yes, bring your friends. And no, it's not necessarily going to hurt the chances, because what we're going to be doing is creating more opportunities based on the total amount of kids that come to the teams. Now, we absolutely want to create the most competitive teams as possible. And if a team has a roster of 12 kids, and I think everyone can understand and respect this, we're going to pick the very best 12 kids that we feel are going to be right for that particular team, so that they have the best chance of being highly competitive in leagues and tournaments. So know that if you're looking for a competitive team, that's also what we're doing. We're not just going to put together a team for putting together a team. We are going to be putting together the best quality competitive team that we possibly can based on all the kids that come in. And we've had a lot of success doing that. So I really look forward to seeing you guys all at Travel Tryouts. It's probably one of my favorite things all year. Get to see all these really just talented kids come together, and tell your children, we understand if you're nervous. And the thing about tryouts is, you know what, it does boil down to you get 5 or 10 swings, you get just a few ground balls, and you got to perform, and that's hard, and we understand that, which is why we have multiple tryout dates. Because maybe you're having a little bit of an off date, and guess what? That's okay. Come to the next one, because we have an understanding that sometimes kids get nervous. But drink lots of water, take a deep breath, understand that this is family and you should be comfortable, because we're going to help you. We're going to do our best to help you feel comfortable. You're doing what you love, and we can't wait for you to be a part of this organization. So thanks again, and can't wait to see you guys at the tryouts. Don't forget, you have to register. NESCONCETAA.com. We will see you at the Panthers tryout. Take care.